Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Drawn to Life. Now the creator can design us a new Banya stock. In the last part, we went through the Banya fields in the Snowgate, and now we're drawing Banya, which I always took as a kind of wheat, but apparently according to the world map for the Snowgate, is actually closer to that of corn. I mean, I guess that would make sense, because corn. I think corn pudding's a thing. I know corn muffins are for a fact. This is also one of the first sprites I fully outlined like this, and honestly, this has mixed results depending on the thing I'm doing. And now we actually have to do something that you only have to do, I think, 3 times in the game. You have to place the thing you drew, because there's 5 of them. I'm just doing it in the classic 5 formation you see on dice. And we're gonna do this a couple more times later on. Honestly, this is probably the most fillery thing they have you do with this, because there's no real purpose to you placing it yourself. Maybe it's a sprite limit thing, I don't know. That'd be the grandest crop of Banya I ever seen! And now the cook is back, he'll want some of this fine crop. Ah, but his restaurant still be covered in darkness. Maybe y'all can help him. Bartleby, his restaurant's east of the Creation Hall. Alright, let's go visit Cookie the Cook. I just noticed that pun too. Shit! Oh, you clever bastards. The hero has come. For the creator clears the darkness from around my restaurant. These poor starving rappers, they are in need of my delicious dishes. The eternal flame should do the trick. I'm not sure if German's the accent they were trying to get across from his text. Maybe it's supposed to be French. I don't know. It's weird. The way you can read into accents is all sorts of weird, even though the one that is very clearly one thing when you're reading it is Scottish, because what else spells not as ne? You can I do that? I'm looking at you, Dragon Quest. Dragon Quest accents are probably the most obnoxious too, now that I think about it. The restaurant, it is just how I left it. As creator, you have truly come through. I will begin cooking at once. How will the Rapunzel see my shop? Oh, the wonderful culinary creations. This location will not do. The lack of exposure, all these trees, unless... The sign, a giant sign that will tower over every tree, with my face. No wait, a magnificent logo. Cookie, Grand Chef. The creator can design it. Ah, marvelous. And now, design a terrible sign for Cookie's restaurant. What? No, I beg of you. Design a masterpiece. And this is one of the ones where you can just go free out, rain whenever you want. I basically draw a cookie and put the word, make it the first O in the word cook. If I wanted to do this well, I probably should have had the cookie more offset to the right, so I could fit in the C within a good space. Although I suppose I could have also made it a bitten cookie in order to make it a C from cookie. This is basically the creative process I go through for most of my projects too, now that I think about it. And afterwards I actually do add a bit of gray to add the bit of dimension to the letters. Now the O looks like a bit of a donut, and there we go. Unbelievable! No reposter will be able to resist my restaurant! Thank the creator! Just as I remember it. I'm surprised Joey isn't first in line. Ah, I have not seen him. Poor starving Rapo. Probably after rummaging for food. Or causing trouble. Bartleby, could you go tell Joey the restaurant is opening? He's probably around his house. Alright, let's head over to Joey's house. It was the first location we really went to in this game. And I had to jump cut because I actually got distracted there. This is gonna be great. Joey? What are you doing to Farmer Brown's son? Oh, you idiot! You hit me from behind! Oh, Rapo, Mari, I didn't mean to... You better start running. Oh, you win for it, boy. Oh. Throw another one, I dare you. Run, boy, run. There's no surviving that. Find Mari and Joey. Well, there's only one person they probably would have went to in the case, and by that I mean only one person who can protect Joey from her wrath. Ow, stop chasing me. So that's how it is? Hit me with a snowball and then run to my dad for help? It's such a relief to see everyone out and about. The snow is melting too. You both give me an idea. We should have a village snowball fight. Bartleby versus everyone. Sure, we could use Mari for bait. In your dreams, Rapo dork. It's decided then. I'll go round up the villagers and we'll get started right away. Good luck, Bartleby. You're going to need it. By the way, you throw like a Rapo girl. Oh, shit. Well, time for this game's, I think, one mini-games. You have to do a snowball fight, which plays out a bit like a twin-stick shooter. You control the D-pad, but you throw a snowball with the 4 face buttons, which throw that in respective direction. A throws right, B down, so on and so forth. Out of the 12 villagers we have, only 9 are participating. They each have 3 hit points, whereas you have 5. This is surprisingly easy, however, you also only have 5 snowballs at a time, so in a case like this, you need to run and find a snowball patch to try and throw some more. I forget if snowball piles are limited in the amount you can grab, like you can only have a total of 30 or something snowballs. I don't think that's how they do. I think they actually do respawn after a time period, but I forget because it's been a bit. The best strategy is to stand either above or below the riposta you're targeting, and let them throw a snowball at an odd angle so that it's not straight at them, so you can just run straight forward and hit them in the face again, like so. It's a surprisingly effective strategy, and if I recall, you don't have to win this. I think we get bonus Rapo-Coins for winning it right now, but that's about it. You can also eventually, after this, buy this minigame in the shop. I think it costs 1 to 200? That sounds about right. Thankfully, none of the villagers are stronger than the others, both in terms of, like, their throw or their HP. That probably could have made this more interesting. Like, say, Chef Cookie had more HP, or Joey, being the professional, quote-unquote, that he is, would have maybe more throwing power. That seems like something that could have implemented, but they didn't. And honestly, I don't blame them. It's a simple little minigame, but it's good enough fun, I suppose. That was fantastic. I can't remember the last time we had so much fun. Indeed, it was an amazing match to watch. You defeated the whole village. Oh, 500 Rapo-Coins. That's pretty good, actually. Great job, Bartleby. None of the riposta is fast enough to work in my kitchen. It's a shame. And now I can buy it in the shop, so that's nice and dandly doodly. Hi, Isaac. I'm glad the sun is melting the snow. Should be gone soon. I have some good news. I finally cleaned up my shop. It's ready for business. But I wanted to invite you first before I tell the other villagers. Without you and the creator, we'd still be stuck in those awful snowfields. I'll be waiting for you. And now we can head over to his shop and actually use it. So let's go and talk with him over Banya. Good to see you, Bartleby. I sell various goods from around the world. My inventory changes, so you should visit regularly. Draw accessories, special items, so on and so forth. Like the creation hall, you have to tap it to use it, but I don't get to for some reason right now. Phew, it's hot out. Bartleby, maybe it wasn't such a great idea to bring back the sun. Okay. I think they automatically lead you into that cutscene, which is odd after telling you to tap on it. Banya stocks. I'm sure no one will mind if I pick just one. Out of the 5, that's 20% of our food crop, sir. Crunch. That doesn't sound like it's the sound it's supposed to make. Ow, my teeth. Ow. The stalks are so dry. This isn't good. Ah, why are you chasing me? Get back here. She got away. She is 10 feet to the north of you. Dad, the sun is driving everyone crazy. This here rebel was running around in my Banya field. I just wanted to taste some Banya. It was too crunchy anyway. Crunchy? It's the sun's fault. Nothing but heat wave going on around here. The creator gonna fry us all like Banya flapjacks. Now, it is a bit sunny out, but let's not overreact. I have an idea. Listen to this. We build a giant reflector dish to block out the sun. I like the way you think. Anyway, I don't think the sun is the problem. It's just that we get no break from it. We should ask Bartleby to find the rain cloud page. The rain will water the Banya crop, and the clouds will block out some of the sunlight. That's a great idea, Mari. It's decided then. Bartleby, you'll enter the Icey Lake and secure the rain cloud page. Sure thing, then. And thus we are moving on to our fourth main stage, and also the last normal stage in the Snowgate. But before that, let's check out the shop for real. Not only do we get a cute little thing of Isaac down there in the bottom right, we also get access to colors and patterns, which I believe you just, like, overlay that in the area you're trying to put something. Kind of like a fill tool. You get stamps, which just work as little things you can stamp on the things. Music and games, where you can buy all the mini games, and the abilities page. When you get 3 ability tokens, that's where you can buy the ability you get for those 3. Sadly, the way the ability tokens work isn't the way I would like it to work, where, say, all 4 of them are unlocked at once and you can buy one of the 4, whichever one. It is sequentially. You'll always unlock this one, then this one, then this one, then this one. This is another level I am not too terribly fond of, but thankfully, from this point on, the game is fairly consistent in quality, and it's a lot more engaging due to the stuff we have going on, especially our own abilities. Well, let's see what our first thing to draw is. A whale that's pale. I like that rhyming. Honestly, this isn't my best coloring job. I remember for a fact my blue shading on this gets a bit odd. Though I give it a nice little green eye because it's nice, you know? It's nice and cute. This is probably one of the more plain platforms we have to use in the game. More or less, the moment you step on one of these whales, it's going to act as an auto-scroller. I try my best to keep some depth in mind for the actual drawing, but as you can see, not my best. But yeah, like it works as an auto-scrolling platform. Every now and then, I think basically almost every single one does it once on larger water paths at least. It'll fire out its blowhole so you can have a little platform to stand on, maybe get some extra coin. But that's about it for that gimmick. It's nice and cute, though. Admittedly, I actually have been looking up what people have done in the Drawn to Life stuff, in terms of, like, the art they've done. There's some impressive stuff out there. Like, I forget if it was in this game or the sequel. Someone did Twilight Princess Link, Midna, I forget if it was the imp version or the fully grown version, and I think Zant. And they were really impressive looking. I guess part of the difference is that they probably have done pixel art for a while, whereas honestly, aside from this, I don't really do pixel art that much. It's just not my thing. I mean, my personal YouTube account's profile picture might be a recolored red from Pokemon Gold, Silver, and Crystal, but that's about it. It's not even a very good recolor, actually, now that I think about it. I really should change that profile picture at some point. Mind you, my Twitter one has been Liner from Art and Elko for how long now? Let's see, I probably got Twitter in sophomore year of high school. Maybe freshman, I forget. So, 6, 7 years-ish, somewhere along there. I haven't been tweeting that long on it, though. I wish there was a way you could tell whether or not the green door was one that just gave you coins straight up or one you could enter, like maybe an extra window in the house or something. Because it kind of sucks when I had to pick up my tablet pen to hover over the tablet and click on the door only for it just to be extra coins like that twice. Though I think starting in World 2 onwards, my way of playing the game changes a little bit more than I said it did. Because the way it works more or less in the early parts, I had my tablet off to the side of my mouse pad, and then I had the pen next to it, and then I just kind of used it whenever I needed to. I think from World 2 onwards, I had the tablet pen in my hand with the controller. Kind of like how you hold a stylus with the DS, actually. Also, hitting the bats with the snowball is really hard to do. Also, I think I'm kind of screwed in this point because I think the whale was already gone at that point. Oh, well. I do like that your marionette dances, by the way, when it's left idle enough. Now, something I find very interesting, by the way, is if you were paying attention to the thumbnails at all for the previous parts, even though they're very small on YouTube, I know, and I don't think there's a way you can easily view thumbnails anymore aside from just looking up the part and then opening the image in a new tab, really, is that for some reason, the American and European Bog Star for this game is almost the exact same, except the art style is different, and I don't know why. I like the European art style more, actually. I think it's a bit more detailed. Also, we need to make a Ferris wheel cart. I'm basically just making slightly 3D shaded thing. I actually could have probably made this thing kind of like a spherical shape by having a black line that went beyond the little straight and up into either corner to make it kind of circular looking. I probably could have added some extra depth, but oh well. But these things are why I actually hate this level, because first off, as you saw, I fell off that because for some reason, you have physics while you're on them. They kind of slide you off due to your speed. And I'm not the biggest fan of that in the world. Thankfully, I did need to come down here anyway, if I recall, just to skip on some backtracking later that I accidentally do anyway. But I don't like this section of the level because I always forget where I'm going. Helps that it doesn't help that they pull a real kind of dick move later on in it. But there's a good amount of shadow goo here, so make sure you get rid of that. I forget what the exact combo ranks are. I know nice and great are there. I think great's better than nice. But I forget if there's anything beyond that, like superb. Superb is a word that needs to be used more. I like that word. Comes out the lips nice, you know what I mean? Either way, here's our first Raposa technically, but he's actually the second one on the bottom screen there. Top screen.
Oh, Rapo, you freed me. This whale watching was making me hungry. I guess we can head back to the village now. See you at the exit gate.
He is the central one that you... I don't know what that black blob was doing flying across the screen there. That you needed to rescue in order to technically progress the plot, I believe. The reason that he's the second one is because you're technically supposed to backtrack to this area from a later place and then go all the way back around. Which I accidentally do. Anyway. But because of that, the first Raposa is technically later in the level. Which, interesting design mentality. Also, I believe every bit of shadow goo in the level's down here, which is odd. It's rare that all the shadow goo's in one area. I actually wonder if it's possible to just jump all the way across there by using your invincibility frames. Part of me doubts it is, but that would be a cool little sequence break you can do, because you could probably skip a good amount of level doing that. Well, it wouldn't really be a sequence break, it'd be more abusing game mechanics than anything, which I guess is what sequence breaking technically is, but you're not really skipping anything. Actually, is there a page tablet? No, there's a page tablet up there, I think, actually, so no, you're screwing yourself over by doing that, I suppose. See, that's... Part of me is angry at myself for saying something that stupid, but at the same time, I have recorded more parts in one day than I usually do, so my mental faculties, there's the facilities, might not be there entirely. Mind you, let's be honest. It's likely that part of them were never there to begin with. I've gotten more and more silly on this channel over the years. Compared to when I started, I'm a hell of a lot more vocal. Because
I remember back in part 1 of Castlevania when I talked like this and was talking about stuff really dumb and my microphone was shit, and yeah.
Whereas now, well, you know. You can quite clearly hear. Honestly, another issue I have with World 1 is that even though it has technically 2 songs in it, thanks to the cave system theme, there's not as much musical variety as some of the other worlds, because some of the other worlds have a couple of other themes in them anyway due to other environments. But you get kind of tired of this song. Mind you, as my parents learned, because I recorded this over Christmas break, obviously, and thus they heard me record all of this. Oh, hold up, we found Tubba's mom.
Did you see the whale? Me and my husband took our son Tubba here and got stuck. Thanks for the helping hand.
As I was saying, my parents got really tired of the drawing theme, because hearing da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da, for what's probably, without fast-forwarding, 3 hours total, maybe? No, not 3 hours. Maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours at the game. If even, maybe a little more than that. Honestly, I forget how much time it took. Either way, a lot of the game got a bit annoying. Though thinking about it, how much of the game would I say is the drawing? I mean, if you're just like filling it with a paint bucket as you go through, not too much, but if you're going in detail like I am, where I recall one for a fact later on, is 12 minutes of drawing that I fast forward by over 1,000% to get it under like half a minute or something like that, is a lot. Oh, and here we got a rare reverse whale that takes us back to where I found Tubba. If you already got Tubba earlier, don't do this, because all that's over here is a bunch of coin. Which, mind you, everyone can use a little coin, but now I have to backtrack all the way over there, and that probably took like 2 or 3 minutes. It wouldn't be as bad if this was the one whale that didn't keel over and die the moment it touched the wall. But yeah, let's cut back over there. I like those penguin enemies, by the way, but I also hate them because when they're dashing like that, they're entirely invincible, and that is surprisingly annoying to dodge. Alright, what screen is this? Oh, wait, this is this one. This is actually probably my favorite screen in the stage, if not all of World 1. Because we get to make our own snowboard, dude! This is actually based off a particular board, too. One that my brother showed me when I was, like, 7-ish? I just really remember that color scheme for some reason. Pink on green. Or green on pink, rather. This is actually something you have to jump with, too, in order to not only collect some extra coins, but also to make some jumps more easily. Because otherwise, you might get stuck off early, and then you have to walk all the way back down. Plus, I think those are bottomless pits in the previous ones, except for this one. Or, no, was the next one, rather. Because this one leads to a door that leads back to the top of this area in the case you want to go down again to try and get the extra coins. Or in the weird case you missed that ability token, you can get it. Needless to say, I go back down, although I'm cutting out the backtrack just to get a few extra coins, I believe. Oh, hey, you get to draw another thing. What do we got? Melting ice cube that moves. So essentially, it's like the previous ice cube, only it'll move left to right like an actual platform. And the way I decided to set this one apart from the last one is that even though they're basically drawn the same, has a little face. Look at that, it's adorable. I also actually managed to make this one a bit rounded. Though, again, I probably should have been paying attention to the top screen there because of that, I believe one of the borders is thicker than the other. Oh no, there's just unerased lines, that's what it is. God, that's derpy, but I love it. Thankfully, when you're standing on these ice cubes, touching the water does not damage you in this instance, because you're technically considered on a safe platform. And from here on out, the rest of the level is more or less what we've seen before. We got a few more clouds, a few more Ferris wheels. It's almost as if they were running out of steam for this world, which makes me wonder, in what order did they design the levels of this game? Because I know, like, during one of the GDQ runs, it was PJ and someone else running Battle Block Theater with one of the lead developers and... oh shit, what was his name? Stamper, Will Stamper. Because if I recall, the major developer on that said that their major mentality was designing the obstacles and then designing the game backwards with the hardest to easiest. I think that's what he said, something along those lines. It's also been, at this point, I think a year and a half, maybe 2 years since that. So it's kind of hard to remember, honestly. Also, keep in mind that house, because that house actually saves my ass later. Because since I entered and exited it, it counted as a checkpoint, thus when I die... I'll respawn there. Thank God for that system. Honestly, I kind of wish the checkpoint flag that I mentioned earlier was actually implemented, because restarting from the start of some sections is really annoying, because some of the actual stage sections in this game get kind of long. Mind you, it's like every stage in almost every single recording session of this game, which was basically one stage an episode, counting drawing was upwards of 30 minutes long. This one, I recall being close to 40 minutes without editing? Maybe 50? I forget exactly which. There's more than one reason I decided to speed up all the art. There's something humorous, by the way, about seeing the armored knight with only his head around. I don't know exactly what it is. It's suitably goofy. And here is our last Raposa. Thanks for saving me. And I'll never talk to him again. I think. Honestly, it's kind of hard to keep track over which old person NPC you're talking to in this game. Either way, that is our 4th page template, which means we are done in this level. We can get the hell out of it and good, because I'm getting tired of the ice aesthetic. Though I do come over here for, I forget if it's a secret item or a bunch of coins. Oh no, it's a palette. Pattern, rather. So, at least it was worth it. And I didn't want to wait for that ice cube on screen, because honestly, this part's kind of long enough as it is. As a whole, because this is the last standard level in World 1. World 1? Kind of weak, honestly. It's mostly a tutorial area, I get that, so you can get used to all the mechanics and such. But because of that, and a lack of very notable things you have to draw, it doesn't really stick out much in my head. It is my least favorite world in the game. Thankfully, from here on out, the game is going to get a lot more interesting. Also, I really should add, I actually really like the gear animation on the door. Mind you, I don't think I've ever seen a poorly animated 5th cell game. Sure, it looks like I think they do use a good amount of tweening, actually. But, like, when they're doing frame-from-frame stuff, oh, it's so good. Locke's Quest had a good amount of that. And that's another 100 Rapo-Coins for me. And let's see how this reflects in the world. Or the village, rather. The village is our world. Also, I'm dumb, but I only just now remember there's a little Raposa snowman there. That's adorable. Whoa, it's Tubba. Where have you been?
Well, Chef Cookie closed up and, my parents wanted to do some whale watching. We were stuck at Icey Lake.
I see. Lots of villagers have been returning. All thanks to Bartleby.
Yeah, Bartleby rescued us pretty good. The mayor's still around?
Yeah, hanging out at the village hall. You should see him.
We'll do that. I smell some cooking.
Rapo, better start hoarding Banya. Hey, Bartleby, what was that Icey Lake? The Icey Lake, rather. A friendly whale or too amazing for words? Let's go with the whale. Rapo, a whale? And it'll let you ride on it? That's so awesome! You should tell the mayor about it. All right, we will. But with that, I'm going to need to end this off here. Thank you guys for watching, and in part 6, we'll be telling the mayor about our adventures at Icey Lake, as well as probably meeting up with Tubba again while we're there, and then seeing where things go from there. See you guys then.